Hey folks, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we are going to Prairie Artisan Ales out of Krebs, Oklahoma, and we're going to review the Super Pistache Brothers.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. We hopefully have a really fun one today, so we're going to jump right in. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. What are we drinking today?
Today we are going out to Krebs, Oklahoma. We're going to have Prairie Artisan Ales Super Pistache Bros. It's a nice take on Mario. So it
Was that
is
what I got it from?
yeah,
I've heard of that.
you're funny. Let's crack this and get going. I know Andy wants to tell us all about it. It's a barrel-aged Imperial Stout. So
Do tell, Andy. Do tell.
You tell. Oh, yes. It's barrel aged Imperial Stout with pistachios, dark chocolate, and marzipan, and hazelnut roasted coffee.
And
Or
it is
coffee.
dark. You got this one.
For those, no,
Oh, you got it?
Jay got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, I
No,
did.
He's complaining about the coffee.
There's two
He's the one
U's.
that got it.
Yeah, the coffee's not overpowering in this one at all, though.
Wow,
Okay.
that
Ah,
smells rich.
delicious.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, mates.
Just savor that.
Ooh,
Ben.
that's thick.
Yeah, most of their Imperial Stouts are.
Wow.
It does coat the upper alimentary canal. Um, for those who are unfamiliar with marzipan, which I've heard of. I was like, what is that? It's a confection consisting primarily of sugar, honey, and almond meal. And it's used to can shape into figures and
Yeah.
shapes and all. Definitely sweet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely sweet.
This is dessert, huh?
Yeah. For a couple of days.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is not just one dessert.
And this is one of the stronger beers that we've had at 13.6%. We've got an even stronger one coming up soon, but by just a few percentage points, like tenths. So Prairie Artisan Ales, Krebs, Oklahoma, was founded in 2012 by a couple brothers. We have reviewed it a couple other times. So check out our reviews on Spicy Pickle Monster, as well as Tiny S's. And then you'll find out a little more. So we won't keep going into it. But Krebs, I don't know if I mentioned it on the other two. The Krebs Brewing Company was formerly acquired by Prairie Artisan Ales. Or no, Krebs Brewing Company formerly acquired Prairie Artisan Ales.
Yeah, they're known a lot, like we've talked about in the past, for either their sours, which you get those in the tiny S's or the spicy pickle monster, but a lot of theirs that they're more famous for is their bomb or their birthday bomb or variations from that. They go through a lot of imperial barrel aged type stouts that are really high ABV dessert type beers.
Yeah, so we've had two sours, now a stout. And like on the cap, Prairie Artisan shows their catfish with a cigarette, smoking catfish.
Interesting.
So Ben, you brought your bedtime snuggies
Yes, I've
to,
got my cuddlies back here.
yeah.
I have Luigi somewhere. I couldn't find him. So he's
You know where he
lost.
is.
These are, of course, are my kids. And yeah,
You got
I was
kids?
lucky.
Wait,
Do you have kids?
stop trying to
Everybody thought you were
play
single.
it off.
I mean,
Yeah, well, sure, there's plenty out there that we're hoping, but no, I'm not single. So,
hmm.
so I think that, man, you know, I guess I'll jump in there and go first because I'm about to
Are you
start talking.
reviewing now?
I'm interested, I think, to some degree, to see what a quote unquote normal beer from these guys would be, because now this is the third one that has been, I mean, and I think it's really interesting and great because it pushes, it pushes the envelope or the expectation of what you think some of these beers should be. I mean, you go back and, as Andy mentioned, watch our other two reviews of this brewery so far, and I mean they're so far different, so different than what even those categories should be, I think. And to me, this is no exception. It is, you know, the sweetest barrel aged beer that I have ever had. And similarly, the Tiny S's sour was the sweetest beer, period, I think I'd ever had. And I think that still fits even with this one. But it's bursting with flavor, and there's a lot to try to unpack there. From the chocolate, a little bit of coffee. Jay, you were right that there's not just a ton of coffee there, and I think the pistachio flavor comes through as well, really well. So
Nutty.
yeah, I think that I do really like it, but man, I think it's going to be hard to get through one because of how sweet it is. I think all that coming together, it's just the sweet and the ABV together. I think I'm going to do it, but it's going to be hard to get through the one. And I don't, how you could ever drink more than even just this amount is beyond me. So
I think you need one for your kegerator.
Yeah, just get a keg of that. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think that would last for a long time, or either it would eventually go bad. So I do like it. I think it's, again, I really like what they do as far as to give you something beyond the expectation, to kind of take that that style and push it, and I think that's what's neat about some of their beers, or at least a couple that we've tried. So it's tough to score though, because again, I'm probably not gonna seek this one out. I've had it. It's really sweet. I like it, but I just can't drink the whole thing, too much. So I'm going to get to a score here and stop talking, which I know you guys will appreciate. So I'm going to go with a 7. Again, I think it's really good. I think it's one you should check out. But man, sweet.
Done. I was going to start checking my emails. 7, huh?
7 after all that.
Yeah. It's very intriguing. Like you said, I guess they wouldn't have the word artisan in their name if they did not just go a little in every direction. I was like, do they even make just like a regular Pilsner, or,
They do.
Okay. I'm like, when would it be like? So, as you were talking and I was looking back at all the ingredients in it, I can smell more pistachio, but when I taste it, I don't taste as much pistachio. I taste more of the dark chocolate and the hazelnut roasted coffee.
The marzipan.
I don't know what marzipan on its own would taste like, but sounds sweet. So, and there's a lot of sweetness in this. Yeah, this is a sweeter one, where Tiny S's was candy sweet. This is sugar, like confection, lactose sweet. all the flavors I like. It's good. And I like, again, that there were certain barrel aged stouts that we've had, or other barrel aged ales, that are just too much. You taste too much of the barrel, too much of the booze and all. And this one is not like that. And I was concerned at 13.6% that it would just be a boozy mess. And it is not. And I'm so pleased. So that keeps the score higher for me. I like what they did with it. And again, I can understand, Ben, how you said it is hard to finish a whole one of these. I'm going to finish it. It's going to take me some time, and I'm going to be finishing it after we stop recording. It's going to take us a while. I give it high marks. It's intriguing, and I like what Prairie Artisan does. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Yeah. So this is one that I obviously brought forth. I've had it before. This was, I don't know, it got released sometime last year, so it made its way to North Alabama in the winter time. I think I had it over Christmas. Really liked it. I've always been a fan of pistachios and even like pistachio ice cream, things like that, growing up. But come to my office, I usually have a bag or two of pistachios laying around. I don't completely agree with your statement. You can't get as much pistachio in the beer. I agree, you can smell it, but I get more out of it. I don't get as much coffee. I get a lot of the rich chocolate and the marzipan. I'm not sure I agree with the lactose portion of it. I do think it's dark and rich and full and very hard to drink. Yeah, I probably drank half of mine while y'all were talking. So, but you hit the nail. What I was going to say is, for all of the beers that I've had from them that are really high ABV, and they do a lot that are like this, that are in that 11, 12, 13, 14%, you don't usually ever get anything that's boozy from them, overpowering alcohol. They always have good flavor, and a lot of the times they are very complex ones that you have to deconstruct, whether they're chocolate or cherry or others. I mean, this one in particular has to do with the pistachio and the marzipan, but I really like it. It's one that I loved when I had in December and still do today. It's a 9 for me. So it's a high rated beer. Prairie has become one of my favorite breweries. I'd love to visit there someday. They do regular beer as well. They had an IPA, I think, called All Y'all, and Phantasmagora or something like that. But they have some regular beers, as you would call them. But they specialize, like you said, they're an artisan ale. So a lot of their sours are unique, and I think we'll see one that's coming up that we'll also review in the next month or two, called the Pineapple Whip, which was their take on Disney's Dole Whip. And it's a fantastic sour. I look forward to trying that because I know Ben loves his sours,
and he loves his Disney.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the best of both worlds, and hey, we can maybe get a little more viewership from it. But this one's good for me. Like I said, a 9 all day.
Yeah, one thing
a lot of pistachio. I mean, not pistachio. I'm going to interrupt you, Ben. Just stop right there. Don't we have a lot of Prairie Artisan ales coming up?
There are several, yes, that are in the batch.
6?
We had a mix pack from them.
Yeah.
So there was a mix pack of sours that I think had 3 each, plus this one, plus the pineapple. So there will probably be 4 or 5, maybe 6 coming over the next 2 or 3 months on our channel. So stay tuned, Prairie.
Ben, you may proceed.
Thank you. One thing I was going to say is I definitely agree with the non-boozy. You do not get the 13+% here at all. I do get a little bit of that kind of bourbon burn a little bit on my lips, and as I drink, as it goes down, just a tiny amount, which doesn't bother me actually, actually, somewhat kind of like that, hey, but
It gives you a little thrill.
We're learning more
yeah,
about that.
exactly. Yeah.
Ooh,
So,
warm.
but yeah, it's I think I just go back for me. It's the sweetness. It
Yeah.
just it's
I get it.
that's why it's just that's why it rates a little bit lower for me because of the sweetness.
But what did you give Tiny
It
S's?
doesn't. It doesn't matter.
I gave
That's
it a high score
That's
because
a
it's
candy sweet
That's
not
versus
so
like
you like the candy
chocolate.
sweet versus the chocolatey sweet.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna pick candy sweet over chocolate every day. So that is going to give us an 8.2 for the Super Pistache Brothers from Prairie Artisan Ales. Hey, definitely an interesting beer, a lot to unpack. I think overall, definitely one that we have enjoyed here. If you can find this one, you should give it a shot and be prepared for a sweet beer because that's what this is. Definitely your dessert for the night if you so choose to pick this one up. With that, definitely would appreciate if you like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell. And check us out on the social media. The links are below the description. And hey, come say hey in Discord. We would love to see you there. We've got our own Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server where you can chat up Andy in the attic. And, he might even do a live attic tour there if you can't make it to his home. And we put his home address down in the description as well because attic tours are year round now. So be sure to if you're in the area, take one of those. So for Andy in the attic and Jay, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.